we are, there we are. Wait, back up a little bit. Oh, it's hot. But you know, hey, Instagram, it's me, T from the Pattersons, taking the train to bed. Supposed to be I landed in my helicopter, but the problem is I was too close to the exit door. Oh, hey, shout out. We're coming to the end of blue light, by the way. Sunrise should be really soon. This is a Grand Rising report. And, well, Blue Light Brigade, I know you're all asking the question. You say, brother, wait a second. It's a Monday. It's a Monday, you know, for the Grand Rising. Ain't you supposed to be by the, you know, by Oroville Beach, the sea, watching the sunrise? I know. Let me explain. Here's what's happening, right? I give you up to date right now. Okay, I'll start from the beginning. Last Thursday, after when I went to do my treatment, you know, because I'm here in Oroville for treatment, for long-term physical things that's getting fixed. You know, I was here last year for 3-4 months. This year I'm here for about 4 months. And I'll probably be next year for about 4 months. But things are coming along, as we say, swimmingly well. Anyway, when I came into the place last Thursday, going my morning treatments are in the morning, right? Tuesday, Thursdays, and Sundays, right? Last year was like every day, 6 days a week, or 7 days a week, I should say. Anyway, all of a sudden, I call it a near psychotic breakdown. Because I just started crying. I mean, let me put it this way: when I was in foster care, you know, from about 3 years old to 5.5, my brother was there. You know, we was getting abused. Anyway, at one point we were tied like cowboys and Indians, and this woman had a basement tied on a pole down there, back to back. You know, like we were some criminals, something like that. Because well, don't worry about that part. And I was crying. And my brother said to me, he said, Anthony, don't cry. I will always take care of you. As we said, don't cry, I'll always take care of you. That's all he said. I stopped crying. So most of my childhood, I ain't cried. I say I cry, no emotional cry. Yeah, you get hit, you know. Well, we was doing this thing, and oh man, we had, this is how poor he was. Some weird reason we got a sword, you know, a sword with a scabbard, you know, a play sword, like a tin like that. And so what happened is he got the sword and I got the scabbard, and we were fencing each other. No, kids. I think we were a little older by then. I must have been about 7, something like that. And for some freaky thing, the tip of his thing hit the tip of the scabbard, and it like that, and it went into my. In fact, the scar is still right. The scar is still there. I don't know if you can see it. There's a scar. There's a scar there, right there. And cut it open. Man, I blubbered. I blubbered. Anyway, now this is back in the day. Now we're talking like say 1957, 58, something like that. So what happened was call somebody. I guess the police came and they wrapped up my thing as much as they could. Right? No, not they, but my grandmother did, because this happened in the house. The police came and he took me in their police car to Lincoln Hospital. I'm talking about the original Lincoln Hospital, not the one that's on Morris Avenue now, the new that had all the acupuncture and all that, or something. Not that one, the original one, all the way. Oh, anyway, they took me to the hospital. The one where actually was it Debbie's brother? Oh wow, Debbie's younger brother got shot. Her mother. Don't worry about those. I'm going to real quick. Her mother was dating this guy. Talk about psychotic. And the boy, her brother, he must have been only 3 years old, something like that, maybe 4 at the time, right? Because we were teenagers. Maybe he was a little bit older than that, 3 or 4, but he was young. And the guy took the guy and his younger brother in the headlock and put a gun to his head and told Debbie's mother something because she was dating this guy, whatever. Anyway. And it shot him. Oh man, the bullet, but interesting enough, the bullet went into like right above his eye and came out over here. It was a 22. I mentioned that because we visited him in Lincoln Hospital, that old Lincoln Hospital, because she lived close to Lincoln Hospital. That was a hospital. And it's like, whoa. And nothing happened. The bullet had some real path, went through, didn't hit anything, it came right back out. That boy, I wonder if he's still alive. I don't have any contact with him. But, man, that was like a miracle that happened at Lincoln Hospital. Anyway, what about, okay. So anyway, so I cried there, but, it's like a regular crying, I mean? Sometimes, it's a regular crying. The only time I really blubbered cried after that was, did this happen before? This was in the 80s. My grandmother passed. I didn't cry when she passed, but at the, I delivered the eulogy. So some months after that, a couple of months after that, whatever it is, I was watching a movie, Sugarcane Alley, and my second wife was with me, right? And so she was like, she kept on looking. We was watching the movie. It's a foreign movie. It's by that woman. It's a black one from Martinique. The first black woman to. She had a big budget, Dry White Season with Marlon Brando in it. She's the first black woman to have a major, budget, Hollywood budget, whatever have you. Anyway, so what happened was, so Wanda was looking at me as the movie was going on. At some point in the movie, she kept on looking. I could see it, it's caught in my eye. But like when I'm watching the movie, I don't care who's with me, right? So I'm watching the movie, and then near the end, as it was ending, I started. Actually, I understood why she was watching it, because I understood why, and I started. And the movie theater was on Broadway in New York. It's like the last show. Oh, here's sunrise. Here, everybody take a breath, deep breath. There we are, sunrise. So the movie credits started rolling. I started crying uncontrollably. I had never cried like that in my life. I'm talking about uncontrollably. It was the movie theater was emptied out. It was only me and her. She had to get me out there. The reason it was Broadway, like 66th Street, somewhere by the Lincoln, somewhere. Anyway, there was a medium there, so she sat with, medium, like there's traffic, and once I turned in, there's like a thing where they have trees or flowers or whatever it is, and then they have benches. That section of Broadway where they have benches, because like the rich people, they have the benches, right? So I sat there and I just cried. I just cried and cried and cried. What happened? That movie, in fact, I can't even watch it. I haven't watched it at all. I got a copy of it to this day. It's called Sugarcane Alley. It's the story of me and my grandmother. It's the exact story of me and my grandmother. This would take place in Martinique, So things are connected. So that was the only time, right? Then the only time after that I cried, like uncontrollably, was when I first visited Africa. I was in Senegal. Actually, to be specific, the Gorée Island, the door of no return, and it was I was doing a bunch of things, and almost missed the boat going over there. And I went, and as I was on the pier, I bought an African, some garments, a top and a thing, and I got it, and jumped on the boat. But went there. There was some sort of miscommunication. I don't know what happened, because it was a National Association of the World Association of Community Broadcasters, International Community Radio Conference. People from all over the country. In fact, me and Shelton were the only American Africans that were there. Everybody else was all over the place. Africa, all over the place, South America, Europe, whatever. And so anyway, so they split up. So they supposed to split the three languages of the group was French, English, and Spanish. So they broke up into these groups. And for some reason, the English group, right, we sort of lasted. So we sort of won. Somehow they took us to the actual, where the door of no return is, like that. And we up there, there's no supervision. We up there just walking around like that. And I went and visited the dungeons and stuff like that. And I looked out, see where the sea is, nothing like that. And when I came out, then the guy kids, no, you're not supposed to be here. That's not how it goes. We come out. And so what happened was we weren't supposed to go there first. That was the last stop. We were supposed to go. There's another, I don't know, it's maybe half a mile away. there's this thing. It's like it's like 12 kind of things, like the telling the story of how the enslaving, I guess, is someplace else. So as we're walking up to that place, all of a sudden, I don't know, something came over me. All of a sudden, people, there was a lot of people, because it's Goree Island, it's the regular people like that. People started just parting the ways. I'm walking, people just parting the way. They just parting. I'm walking. They part. We got up to where the place was. There was this guy from Australia, Tiger. He was one of the broadcasters from Australia, from community radio. Right? We were really good friends. This big guy, really, we made friends. You make friends on these trips like that. And as we were coming, I think I was maybe sort of the last one of the people like that. As I was coming up to him, he came and said, whoa, he backed up. This is a big guy. He just backed up. And so I went to each one of the stations. It's almost like I felt I was getting, angrier and angrier. Something was happening. Then we went back down. Then we went back down to where the door of no return really is, right? And as we was gathering there, I went back into some place and I changed into that outfit that I had bought, because I was just carrying it with me. Because I changed the outfit I bought, then just put the other stuff in my bag and changed the outfit I bought. So now we're all sitting. It's like, I guess you call it a courtyard. And there's this like veranda, or some the place, I guess, where the enslavers would talk to the enslaved or something like that. So out there. And I'm just looking, listening to this guy saying. So the guy was translating. One of the guys was talking, and the other guy was translating for the English speakers, right? And the guy and the guy just pushed him and said, "You're doing it wrong." And he took over and he was giving the translation. I said, "Oh, I understand that." Then all of a sudden, I blacked out. I actually blacked out standing on my feet, because the next thing I know, the guy that was talking, doing the translation, he was right there next to me. Had changed, because they were doing this thing. He had the slave chain, and he tried to hand it to me, and I pushed it away, and then it's sort of complicated. But I had, because I was doing an audio drama, I had assistant. Kubatore is assistant. There was a lot of there was these young girls. They all dressed in the same outfits. I call them my lovelies. Anyway, so one of them came up to me. I remember she had this moon face. And she said something because she could speak French. But Kumba she went to international school. She spoke French and English, whatever. And she heard it, and they both took me out of there. So they took me out of there, and I walked out, and I got. Well, later on, that night or whatever, I started crying for no reason at all. I just started crying, right? And then they interviewed me on the radio. What happened to them? I was crying again, and I'm telling you, I cried almost like every day, including the plane trip back from Senegal. I'm crying on the train, just uncontrollable like that. Anyway, so that's the second time in my life that in chronological order that I cried. Well, this last Thursday, the same thing, for no particular reason, I started like just crying, right? And I'm there with my healers, my practitioners. They don't know what's going on. You already know, we've never seen you like this. Da, 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 da. And I'm just crying. I'm trying to explain to them. I said, I don't know. I went through this whole thing. Whew. Anyway, we got through that. They gave me the treatment, but then I went back. But the thing is, I have this. What started, I don't know what triggered that, but I'm having difficulty walking because with the treatment, I was walking all right before I came. But with the treatment, what's happening is like, it has to do with my sciatic system, with your sciatic nerve, when it starts here and it goes down there with the sciatics. Anyway, like that. And and what they're doing, one of the reasons I had to lose a lot of weight before it came, especially Ayurvedic, they're basically loosening up my muscles and tendons, and I guess somehow addressing the nervous system. And so all that, I guess, loosening up, whatever it is, somehow I think it's like getting to the core and releasing all kinds of stuff, psychological. I thought about this like 2 days later or something, or a day later, whatever it was. That happened Thursday. I thought about this. What day is today? Did that happen on a Tuesday? I don't know. That happened on a Tuesday, so Thursday I went back. Yeah. So anyway, I thought about this. I think what happened was all that stuff starts getting out, and I realized when I had my little incident with Cena, I was in the hospital, and I was paralyzed. Or it was a whole weird thing. Not weird thing. It was serious, right? That was like 22 years ago, whatever. Well, I thought I heard my sister. My sister's a nurse, and when I was in ICU, right, because I was just getting over it. I was totally paralyzed, and then I could get over a little bit, and I could move a little bit, right, and feel a lot of pain. And my sister was talking to the nurse. I thought I heard her, and I think she said, she said that she said she wasn't even there. I don't believe it, but maybe I was dreaming. I don't know. She said, I'm concerned because our mother, she was paralyzed most of her life, so I'm afraid that he might be thinking that he can't walk and he has to walk. So that happened another time. That was the 80s. That had nothing to do with me crying. So I think what happened, because of the stuff that my shoulder's just getting better, and it's difficult. In fact, one of the reasons why I went Consabas and I changed over with my thing or whatever. I changed over. I'm starting to write these short things, like when I write when I write responses to some Instagram posts or some posts, YouTube posts, whatever it is. Then I've been copying them because they're short, and I put it into my journal. So it's because I can't write the way I want. Because when I write, I have to write it out. Even if I type up on the response thing, I take it and I write it out into my journal. Because something happens when you write like that. So I can only write short periods of time because of this thing. It's getting better. It's getting much better. I've been using castor oil. It's been working pretty good. And with their thing like that, there's a point. I can feel there's a point right there, right where my C5 vertebrae is. That I think we're addressing. It's almost like a bone or something like that. So anyway, we're working on that. But I can only write anyway. So now then I had this problem. I can't walk very slow. I can't walk. It's with the hips because the treatment has moved everything. It's moving out of my body. It's moving it on down. In fact, I feel sometimes in my legs. I feel like there's like an inside trickling of like a water trickling out. So I think the whole thing is moving down. And finally, it's getting better. So finally, I think it's moving out. And there's something in where my swell on my back is and the hip like that. It's loosening. That's being loosed up too. And they loosened up a lot of the muscle already, including the calf. The calves. Ooh, this is the last thing. Anyway, so it's loosening up, but it's sort of moving out of my body, going down. I'm gonna start doing that whole onion in the sock and the feet thing pretty soon, at night. Anyway, the point is, and I'm thinking I think somehow my body, my brain was saying look, the only two things you actually do. Now, listen to me, boy. The only two things you actually do is walk. I'm known for walking. I walk. Even when I came here 21 years ago, they called me the walking man because I would walk from Oroville Beach to Pondicherry, which is the town. Like it's I don't know, 5-mile walk, whatever, and walk back. That was when doesn't matter. The point is, I walk. When I'm in, they will tell you in the Eastern Cape, I walk. I just walk. That's what I do. Every morning I get up when I'm in Gabella with me and the dog. We walk for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours before we get back. My wife's still asleep. No, like that. When I'm in Virginia, I will walk 2 and 3 hours. In the morning. That's what I do. I walk. And the other thing is I write. So the only two things I do is walk and write. So if I can't walk and I can't write, I think my brain is going hey. And so I think that's what caused it. So anyway, the reason why I'm not at the beach is because I have to take a break from walking because I didn't want to walk because I didn't want to walk and then sometimes I got to stop and rest, because I didn't want to walk and fall or something like that because, oh Lord, if that happened, before I came, one of the reasons I came here is because stuff has happened. I've been falling because of the hip thing and when you get old, you come down. And was slowly over there in DeBrother and even Ian had tripped a couple of times. If I try to walk to the beach and something happened, not only will I never hear, they would freak out. I would never hear the end of it. Well, my goodness, not the, and my sister's sort of weird. She's like, she's like a matter of fact kind of person. You know, it's like, what you doing walking? Nothing like that. But Molly will be all emotional, whatever like that. So I'm thinking like, okay, let me not walk to the beach this morning because if I do that, then if something happened, then so that's why I'm here. But here's the interesting thing. Now, when I came to Oroville, I was all right. You know what I mean? I didn't have this kind of thing happen, but I guess because of the treatment, right? But I came to Oroville because it's a healing place. Now, I met this guy, Johnny. Johnny has this thing up there in Fertile East. It's a community. Doesn't matter. There people from all over, you know, they come. We have like a potluck. You know, you bring something and, you know, everybody eats like that. And he makes the dal, whatever, and like that. And interesting people always come in and out. So I met this guy yesterday, Hartley. What do you call him? His name is Hart. But his name is Hartley, but they call him Hart, right? Now this is what I'm talking about. See, Orville is not just the treatments. Actually, Orvillians have their own kind of stuff like that. You know, in fact, on Wednesday I'm going to this thing where they do sound treatment right now. Then you have outside. Then you have Ayurvedic. Ayurvedic actually comes from Sri Lanka, but they do more Ayurvedic and with the coconut place, you know. Anyway, but there's a lot of Ayurvedic stuff around it because it had a good name, right? So I'm being treated Ayurvedically, but you know, I'm also whatever. So anyway, but also because a lot of interesting people come in, they have all kind of yoga people and stuff like that come through. So I was talking to this guy, Harley, man. Hey, you know how you meet somebody who's like on your vibe and on your level and stuff like that. In fact, he said a word that I use a word a lot. Swimmingly. I like to use that word swimmingly, I guess it's English or whatever. Anyway, so he gave me some, man, there's this machine like that. Somehow I gotta convince my sister to buy this machine because she thought something that this would really be good. It costs about $2,000 or $3,000, right? But this, gotta research it. But this thing, it cures lupus. That's all I have to say. Anyway, so I talked too much already. So the reason why I'm not on Monday and watching the sunrise from the sea is because, well, but look, I made a consolation. I'm wearing my hoodie, wearing my Monday hoodie that I wear. Well, that has my logo on the back like that, and it's my academic hoodie. Tonight I'll explain. Okay, tonight's a me day. I'll explain about the hoodie and some other things because it's a me day, and tell you why I didn't take my degree. I realized I didn't take my degree twice. I didn't take my advanced degree. We'll see what happens. Okay, talk to you later. Bye. See you.